In today's video, I will be reviewing Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2. With the season coming to an end, I thought it would be a good time to reflect on everything that's been added into this season and determine whether this was a good season or not. So how this video will work, I will be taking several aspects from the new season, putting them in a tier list and rating them all that way, and then I will give the season as a whole a final score. Also, I'd like to note that this video is completely opinionated. This is my opinion on this season, so if you disagree with anything, that's okay. We all have our own opinions. I'd love to hear yours in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thought of this season. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. Starting off with the story and theme of Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2. So as most of you already know, the main theme of this season was Greek mythology. And this season pretty much added in a bunch of different gods and characters from Greek mythology pretty much. So we got Zeus, Hades, and all these different characters pretty much involved in this main story. I know the society is involved in the story and they're battling against Zeus. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the main story of this season, but pretty much how everything was constructed with the theme and story. I think they did a good enough job for me to actually enjoy it. I mean, obviously it's not the most original thing we've seen from Fortnite, and I usually get mad when they involve collaborations, but this season it kind of worked in my opinion. Overall, I really enjoyed what they were adding with the characters and how they were involved in the POIs and loot. And I'd say another central theme to this season was Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, if you haven't seen the show already, I actually highly recommend it. I think it's a great show, really enjoyable, but I don't think it completely flowed well with everything else in Fortnite involving the Greek mythology weapons. It kind of works, it's kind of personal preference, but regardless, I overall enjoyed the theme and story of this season, and overall I think it connects well with the POIs and loot pull for the season, so I'll be putting the story and theme into the B tier. Taking a look at the POIs that were added in Season 2, they were okay. So pretty much we got 4 main new locations, which was Mount Olympus, Brawler's Battleground, Grim Gate, and the Underworld. These locations are alright, they fit the theme of the season involving Greek mythology. Along with these new POIs, we also got some like smaller map changes such as Aang's little avatar island and just smaller things like that. But overall, I think these new main locations, they were okay, I guess. They fit the theme of the season well, and they each have a nice mythic weapon there. The detail of them are also pretty nice as well, but I think my main issue with them is where they're actually placed on the map. Mount Olympus and Brawler's Battleground are both placed in the bottom right, and then Grim Gate and the Underworld are placed in the top left. They've always seemed like inconvenient location spots on the map. I would have preferred them to be more towards the middle, and I also feel like the locations in the middle just aren't that interesting. It had the same problem from the first season and they didn't change much of the other locations, so I think they could have changed up those other locations a little more, just make like alternate versions of those locations, so they were just, the map was kind of just uninteresting in general. The new spots were kind of cool, but nothing I'd be dying to return to when this season is over, and I think they could have just been placed in better spots. So overall, the new POIs were decent, but nothing really that special. I'll be putting the POIs and location into the C tier. Taking a look at every new weapon and item added into this season, I'd say the overall loot pool for this season was a success. Fortnite introduced many new weapons and items into this season. We got the Gatekeeper shotgun, the Harbinger SMG, Warforged assault rifle, Huntress DMR, along with Zeus's lightning bolt and the wings of Icarus. These were the 6 original weapons added into the season, and then we saw more weapons and items added in, such as the water bending, Chains of Hades, the Shield Bubble Jr., The drum gun was also unvaulted. We also got all elements of bending from avatars, such as water bending, fire bending, earth bending, air bending. There was Star Wars items added in, the Wookiee blaster, lightsabers, a golden banana. There was just so much added in, and I think overall a lot of these items were good. I really enjoyed the Gatekeeper shotgun. The Warforged assault rifle was solid. Huntress DMR I think was a little underrated this season. I also did enjoy the Thunderbolt of Zeus. I think if you could use it right, you could definitely deal a significant amount of damage to your opponents. And if you know how to counter the Thunderbolt, you're going to be good to go this season. I also did have some complaints with some of these weapons. I was not a fan of the Harbinger SMG. I really don't like the recoil on it, and it's just not my go-to weapon. All the different bendings that were added, I was kind of just neutral with all those. I found myself just not really using them at all. Just was not really interested in them. The Wings of Icarus, I really do like the mobility you have flying in the air, being able to travel, but besides that, I really don't like anything else about them. The way you can attack people with them, it just doesn't feel like Fortnite to me with that type of combat. I also don't like how you can just be shot out of the air. I found that being really annoying this season. The Star Wars items being added back in, same deal with the Avatar items. I just didn't find myself really using them at all, and to be honest, I wasn't really playing Fortnite during the period the Star Wars items were being added back in. So yeah, overall, I think there was definitely some highs in terms of the weapons and items added this season. However, there was also some stuff I didn't really care for, and also some items that just shouldn't be in Fortnite. But overall, I feel more positive about the loot pool than negative about it, so I'm probably gonna put it in the B tier overall. Getting into the battle pass and the skins and everything in the battle pass. The battle pass for this season was decent. I mean, we've certainly had better battle passes in the past, but we've definitely had a lot worse ones as well. This battle pass revolved around the main theme of this season, which was Greek mythology, and all the battle pass skins, back blings, and a lot of the emotes were related to Greek mythology. Going over the skins, we had Cerberus being the first battle pass skin you get when buying it. Personally, I was a huge fan of Cerberus, and I think he was possibly my favorite battle pass skin. His styles are also really cool, and the back blings and pickaxes and everything that comes with him, I thought it all fit him pretty well. Moving on, we had Aphrodite. She was the next skin, and wasn't really the biggest fan of her. An uninteresting skin overall. I do like the sword pickaxe that comes with her. The wraps were alright. Glider was fine, I guess. Her styles were fine. I mean, definitely one of my least favorite skins of the battle pass. Moving on, we had Poseidon, which is pretty much just the slurp guy from Chapter 2. And this skin, it just feels like more of a meme skin to me, and I feel like I could annoy a lot of people with it. But yeah, I'm kind of neutral with the skin. Definitely not my favorite, but it's not a bad skin either. His styles were actually pretty good though. I like all the different colors you can unlock for him. And moving on, we have Medusa. Medusa, I think, fits Medusa pretty well as a Fortnite skin. She's definitely not my favorite of the battle pass, but also not my least favorite. I think she accomplishes the Greek mythology theme of Medusa. If you're gonna have Greek mythology, you gotta have Medusa in there. Then we have Zeus, which I'd say he was a good skin. He represents Zeus well. Definitely has some cool styles as well, and back blings, pickaxes that come with them. Then we get to Artemis. She's the next skin that you unlock at level 70, and again, she's just not really an interesting skin to me. Everything from her skin to her pickaxe and everything, just not interesting to me at all. Probably one of my least favorites, but I do think the second style she comes with is fine and better than the original skin she has. And then finally we have Hades, which is probably one of my favorite skins. He looks really awesome. Comes with some cool pickaxes, back blings, glider. Just an all-around really good skin there. And then getting into the bonus rewards, I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I think what's in the bonus rewards are good, but it's nothing I'd try to grind and fully complete. And then moving on to the secret skin, which was Korra. I think that was an awful choice for the secret skin. Like, why would you pick Korra to be the secret skin when you could have just had Aang be the secret skin? I feel like that's a no-brainer, and to put Korra into the secret skin was just a wasted opportunity. And I also would have preferred a more original skin, or at least a Greek mythology skin being in the secret skin. But I know there's also other battle passes, or I guess mini battle passes, with the Avatar one and the Star Wars one, and I think those were fine with me, I guess, overall, but I'm gonna get into more detail with those in the next section. But yeah, this battle pass and the skins and unlockable items you can get within it, overall it's probably not really worth it to me. I definitely think there's some highs, some mediocre skins and items, and just some basic and just not good skins, and overall I think they could have just done a better job in general. But I'm gonna be nice today and put the battle pass in the C tier. Getting into the collabs and item shop skins. In terms of collabs, the main collabs we had this season was Avatar and Star Wars, with Avatar being the central collab of the season. And I think Avatar was actually done pretty well for what it was. We got to see all the bendings in Fortnite, and I think it was pretty fun using them at first for me, but after using them a little bit, I kind of just got uninterested in them, and they just really didn't fit my playstyle. But I feel like it's personal preference. If you like Avatar a lot and you like bendings, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. But I could also see a lot of people not liking it and just wanting Fortnite to be a little more original, to kind of have just less abilities you can use and stuff like that. The Avatar skins were also pretty cool. We got pretty much all the main characters added in, except Sokka, sorry man. And I think they did a pretty good job with the skins overall. And looking at the Avatar Battle Pass, I think that was a pretty cool element to the game. I did enjoy it. I was fine with it. I didn't complete it, but I was fine with it. However, I was not fine with Korra being the secret skin. Like, do you guys remember when Fortnite actually made original secret skins and had like their own original characters and storyline? Now we're just getting a bunch of collabs, and we've been getting collabs like this. It's one of the main reasons I've kind of lost interest in Fortnite for a long period of time, but you know, it is whatever. If you're gonna do the secret skin, I feel like it just should have been Aang. But regardless, I was fine with Avatar overall being in Fortnite. Taking a look at the Star Wars collab, I think it was fine to bring it in for May 4th being Star Wars Day. I think they did leave it in a little bit too long. And we've had Star Wars in the past, and look, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but you know, we've seen too many Star Wars collabs at this point, and I was not the biggest fan with it kind of being in Fortnite for like a couple weeks or something like that. I was also not the biggest fan of the items. I was also not the biggest fan of the weapons in Star Wars being added in, because like I said, we've seen it before. I kind of just want more new and original content at this point. But yeah, overall for collabs, they were decent. And in terms of the item shop skins, actually one complaint I have, I just don't like how the item shop is laid out at this point, and there's just too much in the item shops nowadays. But yeah, there was nothing really that special coming out in the item shop this season. And in terms of collabs and item shops, I mean, it's mediocre to decent this season, and I'd probably put it at the C tier. Now that I've pretty much gone over all the main aspects of this season, I'm gonna just give some other opinions and pretty much my final thoughts on everything. So like I said before, I wasn't a big fan of the item shop layout. I think there's just too much going on in the item shop, especially with the jam tracks. There was also many bugs throughout the season, and I feel like this was one of the laggiest seasons for me in general. Like typically I experience some type of lag in every season, but this season I feel like it was just especially bad. Also, a complaint at the start of this season, I don't know if everyone remembers, I'm sure you all do though, there was such a huge downtime. I think it was like 23 hours. There was a downtime of just no Fortnite at all. They couldn't get the new season to be loaded in, or whatever issues they were having, and I'm hoping that does not happen for the next season. So in conclusion, was this a good Fortnite season? In short, no, I don't think this was a good season. But was it a bad season? Also no, this was not a bad season, and we've definitely seen worse seasons in Fortnite. This season was kind of just decent for me. Nothing I'd consider like good or amazing, but it's not bad at all. Like I said, there's been way worse seasons in Fortnite, way worse loot pools, way worse skins, and this could have been a complete disaster, but I think for what it was a decent season. I'd like to see more originality in the future seasons, so I think my final grade I'd give this season is a C. It's in the C tier on a tier list. But yeah guys, that is my final opinion on this season. I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm getting really close to 8,000 subscribers and I'd like to hit it pretty soon, so it would mean a lot to me if you guys could subscribe to the channel. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one later.